5:29.
Yeah, go to start if you need to.
We'll wait. No rush. Do they start recording exactly at 5:30 or after we ask them to start? Do you know? Does he?
Start at 5:30.
Do they? Okay. Okay, it's 5:30. I'm going to go ahead and.
If you'd like, we can wait. I mean, they're not gonna.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's fine.
I've noticed sometimes the city council meetings, they're supposed to have started, and there's nothing on the video for a couple minutes, so.
Yes. And we can do that too.
Okay.
This is what I have to do. I don't have a wife to remind me, so I have to write it down myself.
Oh, can't you talk into your phone? One of those reminder things?
No, I don't.
Just write
at the,
down.
At the end of the day, if it's too long to write down, then it's too complicated to do.
Okay.
I don't know, I have 15 million devices, but at the end I have to write it
Oh,
down.
that's a lot of
I'm just
devices.
old school.
I get you.
My brain is just not gonna change.
Good. Got over a cold I had, so I'm on the downside of that. Something going around.
I was sick for like 3 weeks, my daughter and I.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
That's why I didn't come last month. We were
Oh,
sick.
no.
Some kind of respiratory thing going on.
Mhm.
You know what, for sure.
Yeah.
Me too, but I think it's just because there was a lot of stuff in the air, I think.
I think humidity and the heat and the cold. All right, we're gonna get started. The Sustainability Commission meeting of September 22nd will now come to order at 5:31. First order of business is roll call.
Chair Getka,
Present.
Vice Chair Liu,
Present?
Commissioner Jimenez,
Present.
Commissioner Verdugo,
Present.
Commissioner Chris.
Present.
Okay, we're gonna do the Pledge of Allegiance now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, any public comments?
There are no comments.
Okay. Moving on to minutes of the July 28th meeting. Do we have a motion? Do we have, everybody's approved it or reviewed it, I'm guessing? Does anybody want to make a motion to approve?
I move to approve the minutes for July 28th.
Do we have a second? I'll second that. Motion, does everybody approve?
Aye.
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 Abstain.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, moving on to item 5.1. SPM Sustainability Zero Waste Project Update. And we are waiting on a Zoom meeting with our first presentation and guests. And that should be coming on fairly soon.
No.
All right. Just a momentary delay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Hi. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you today our update on the Zero Waste Project with the city, working with the businesses that are local. Next slide, please. Thank you. So we started out, we actually created a KPI, key performance indicators, that highlight some of the different tasks that we had in our proposal. And we started out with 5 businesses that wanted to be zero waste certified. We actually had 7, and we worked our way through them as a few of them backed out of the process. We've created specific tools to support these smaller businesses. That includes, and I'm going to read them off to the right here, but certifying 5 businesses. Originally, that was a pass. We had 5, and right now we're down to 3 that are looking at zero waste certification. Those 3 are the Indio Performing Arts Center, the Indio Senior Center, and the Academy of Musical Performance, or AMP. Right now, AMP is on pause. They had a personal problem, and they've asked us to wait, but they definitely want to be certified. So over here on the right, on the KPIs, we've been working on timelines and working with Sarah, who's been outstanding as a representative of the city. And we've worked on outreach to businesses. We have conducted 3 in-person site visits. That included conducting a waste optimizations assessment. We completed observations and recommendations and submitted both reports to the customer, as well as Sarah was copied. We performed a waste analysis. That's where we actually staged trash and sorted through it, which we've got some pictures coming up. In addition, we did provided waste stream signage that goes along with the city's program to the customers, the 3 businesses, so that they could help do a better job of communicating to their employees as well as the public that attends their facilities. In addition, that waste data review was conducted to determine their actual diversion rates. And then lastly, we completed a gap assessment for the TRU's 81 different points that are available. And you can see on the slide that Indio Performing Arts, or IAPAC, is looking at silver certification at 41 credits. The Senior Center is looking at 33 credits, and AMP is looking at 36 credits. Next slide, please. I'd like to hand this off now to Sydney to talk about the next steps in the outreach.
Thank you, Sue. Can everyone hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay. So the strategy for bringing in participation shifted several times in order to accommodate for the business owners and some changes within the project. So the outreach plan was initially going to be held as an in-person workshop, which was instead pre-recorded and shared virtually. The first flyers were distributed through the city's business-focused newsletter and were then followed by the pre-recorded kickoff presentation that we created, which gave an overview of what True Zero Waste certification is, the step-by-step process for how our project would work, and the requirements from the businesses if they wanted to participate. The key component to our plan was highlighting that participating businesses would receive at minimum an in-person assessment with sustainability observations and recommendations from us provided to them in a report. And this would happen whether they pursued True Zero Waste certification or not. In addition to these outreach materials, we also contacted a total of 26 businesses by phone and email, often reaching the owner directly to let them know about this project on behalf of the City of Indio. So by the end of this process, we had identified a total of 8 businesses interested in taking at least the first steps of the project. Next slide, please. These 8 businesses participated in our initial waste optimization assessment, as Sue mentioned, which included visits to each location, providing findings related to waste management and those processes, and recommendations for any improvements that we found. And this was included in the first report. 5 businesses opted to move forward with support from us, which included then a waste analysis assessment at 4 of the 5 sites. 2 options of waste bin signage were provided, and lastly, a true zero waste gap assessment report. This is what outlines where the business is with respect to achieving certification, what level they are projected to achieve, and what would need to be done from them in order to achieve it. We met in person at each business to review their entire folder that we provided, which in some included 3 reports and 2 sets of waste bin signage. From here, 3 businesses indicated that they were interested in moving forward with true certification, as one business might be interested in the future, and another business is no longer a tenant with the City of Indio. And Katie, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Sydney. So here we just have some examples of contamination that we were seeing during our first initial visits. So with contamination, it's materials that are being put into a waste stream where they actually don't belong in. In this case, these are all trash bins that you can see have compostables and recyclables that are all ending up in landfill. So we are able to help with addressing these issues of contamination with those businesses. Next slide, please. Thank you. So during this time, we did work on education and engagement with the businesses. We worked with each business, providing guidance on best practices for increasing their recycling and composting and getting those materials out of the landfill. We provided waste stream signage and educational posters that we'll show examples of here in just a moment. But that will allow the businesses to guide both their employees and their customers on what goes where, which items go into what waste streams. We also supported in-person engagement with end users at the Indio Performing Arts Theater, or IPAC. They had a kids camp that they will do regularly during the summertime. And that initial kids camp took place right after they just started their new compost program that we had recommended. So to help the kids understand this new program, we actually went around to each group or class and showed them where to put each item that they will come across during their mealtime. Those meals are provided by the Indio Performing Arts Center, and so we were able to show the actual examples of everything that they would receive. You can see in the image there that's Sue speaking with the children, showing them all of the items in their meal and which bin to put those in. Prior to talking to the children, we actually went around and saw the waste bins, and there was high levels of contamination in each waste stream. But after the talks with Sue, they actually had very low contamination, some not showing any signs of contamination, and the children were doing a great job of sorting their waste. IPAC was involved in those conversations, and they actually plan to expand that education with the children in their camps starting next year, incorporating things like competitions and prizes to keep the kids engaged and aware of the waste programs. Next slide, please. These examples of best practice signage and the educational posters that we provided for each of the businesses. As Sydney mentioned, we provided 2 different versions of the signage, one set for sites that didn't have compost yet, and then for those that did have compost, we provided those as well. So here you can see at the Indio Performing Arts Center some centralized trash collection bins that we helped set up, putting the signage at eye level, keeping those waste streams in a consistent order, which is some of the best practices that we were able to help them implement. Next slide, please, and I'll hand it back over to Sue.
Thanks, Katie. So in conclusion, we've got the three businesses are well aligned to work on the true certification. While we're waiting for them to meet their 90% 12-month average, we are working with them on writing the narratives, having all the documentation available so that when they hit their 12-month average of 90%, and that's an important guideline. The goal out of this is as we've started compost, it immediately changes the diversion that they have. So IPAC has done that. We're working with Sarah and Burtech and the Senior Center on getting their compost started. Once you've done that, we then are automatically eliminating some of the waste that's being generated and have been adjusting the trash that's at each location. So with that, the diversion gets better. We're working on all the different steps at this point to get them certified. And while we're working with Sarah and team is to get the permission set up for the certification. That is an application fee and a registration. While we're waiting for the paperwork, we are doing all the work so that we just immediately are filling in the needs. And once we hit, again, that 12-month average of 90%, which is the key component of zero waste, all of the other credits will align, and then we'll turn in the paperwork and work on that final part, which is the certification. Once we've got the certification done, we're working with the Green Business Council, then the final part of this, and it's a simple process, honestly. You fill out everything that you're looking at for credits, then we send it in, they review it, it takes about 2 weeks. They will send back preliminary response, what credits they approve immediately, what credits they have questions on that we have to provide additional documentation. Once that's done, we turn it in again. They give us another 2-week window for them to complete, yes, they got certified. And then our next step with that is publicity, number one, working with everyone there through the sustainability team, the city, and Sarah. But also then the next part of that is we have to create a case study that gets publicized on the U.S. Green Building Council's True website. And from there, we want to advertise. We want to advertise what a great job that the different businesses have done. It has been great working with the different teams that exist, and they're very passionate, especially IPAC, honestly, has been very passionate with Ron and team about moving this forward and being able to communicate it out into the public. So, any questions?
Thank you for the presentation. I thought it was very well thought out. I'm so glad to hear that the IPAC is participating, because I do think it's very important to engage our youth and have them understand, that they can make a difference with recycling and just, composting and all that good stuff. Identifying the proper bin for the waste. And so I commend you for capturing their attention and teaching them more about, the ways in which they can make a difference. So thank you for that. I'm very excited about that venture, and hopefully everybody, maybe other people might sign on. 3 is a good number, and thank you for that.
Our pleasure.
This is Commissioner Liu. I don't know if you can see us. Can you see us actually?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, great. Hi. So one question is, as part of the credits or potential credits, were you able to identify the cost savings in terms of dollars? Was that part of the effort?
It is a small part. With these being very small businesses and owned by the city, we don't see the actual invoices and costs that are associated with landfill, recycle, and compost, because it's city-owned business. But we know that for a fact they are saving money just because of how the city is actually saving some money with this, which I don't know if we want to advertise, but it makes the program better. The other things where they can save money, and where we've been working, I'm going to use AgPack as another example, is reusable coffee cups, reusable water cups for their employees. Not necessarily for people that are coming to the event. Now, the other thing that was really neat, and that was a picture of me talking to the children, is most of them bring their own water container, refillable, and they have a refill station that already exists in the facility. What's nice about that is we are able to actually communicate and pull a recording of exactly how many water cups are saved. So that potential saves the client, Ron and IPAC, because they're not buying cups for the kids to drink 1 a day or 4 a day while they refill their water. So I think a lot of that is the communication that happens in schools, to have the children as well as the parents bringing water cups with them.
Yeah, I noticed that in the picture, that each of the young folks had their water container on the desk. I thought maybe they got it from the program, but yeah, that was good.
No. Yeah, it's very good.
Just how we leverage this, or use it as an example, a model to the private entities. Two parts of that questions. Number one, at each of those 3 locations, is there like one program mentor that has been identified who is going to keep the program going after SBM leaves? And number 2, would that person or Sarah, or would it be up to the commission to profile this and this success and use it to encourage others who weren't part of this program? You might not know the answer to number 2, but at least for number 1.
Number 1, definitely each one has a person. Most of it has turned out to be the owner of that business. Now, the senior center is one person that manages the whole process, but she's actually got a few people underneath her that are also very passionate. IPAC is interesting because it is Ron, it is I want to say it's Ralph, and Katie, you might need to jump in for the son and the partner.
Yeah, there's Maddox, and I haven't met the partner, but Maddox is the son, and then Raul is the assistant to Ron.
Yes. And so what's really nice about that is they all became zero waste expert. Maddox is like, oh, I'm going to run and change this, and oh, I like this. And then they started talking to their employees, and the energy and the passion sort of rolls downhill with stuff like that. Part 2, I think that with at least IPAC is going to maintain this because they're learning and they want to do more. I think that the senior center is passionate about this. They're going to probably pick somebody underneath them to help keep this going. And to be honest, someone will be maintaining the solid waste report, the tracking of that diversion, but it's the same number unless something changes, because it's based on a volume to weight ratio with the front end loaders from Vertec. That number stays the same. What changes through the process, though, is the tracking of, and I'll give you some examples. At IPAC, they have been tracking the paint that they close up and reuse by gallons. They track the lumber that they're reusing for their skits and their different events. So the same thing is going to apply even for the senior center on if they're going in, and let's say that everybody's got their own coffee cup and their own water cup. That is a trackable item by the number of people that are in their facility or come day to day. For the employees part of things and the ownership part, as we work with them and teach them about, I'm going to use a simple one, paychecks. Most paychecks are electronic anymore. It's easier, it's faster. It actually saves you money by not having somebody print them. And that is a simple number by the number of staff you have, by the number of pages that are typically in their paycheck stub, times however many times you get paid in a year. That's just changing in numbers. So they will be able to maintain a lot of that. I don't foresee Sarah needing to do much with that, probably besides, well, Each of these 3 locations will get an email by the True Group that says, hey, it's been a year. As a reminder, you've got to give us an update. And they've got 3 major questions. Have you maintained your 90% diversion? And if not, why? Either has it decreased or increased? They ask if you've improved any other programs. And then the last one is just asking if they have any other questions. So that part of this is relatively simple. I do think that especially these 3 groups are a great group of people that could be talking to the future of other businesses that either thought it was too complicated or they couldn't get corporate backing. Our first one was a grocery chain, and they loved the idea. The site person was so excited. And then from above, they said, no, if we do it for one, we need to do it for all, and we don't have a plan for that. So they want to do better. They just can't get there. So we even volunteered to say, we can help you with a few of these things that we're noticing. And they said that corporate's going to help them, which we sometimes know that doesn't always work.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Other questions?
Yes, this is Commissioner Getka. I do have a question. Am I to understand this is a 12-month program from September to August of next year? Is that true?
Well,
Or a 6-month program?
yeah, the remainder of this finishes out the certification. It's not really a calendar per se. The first part of it was us getting certain things done. We did that. Now this next part is us finalizing them getting certified through getting the paperwork done. So as we finish things, our time is being tracked. We bill it monthly. And then we might be waiting months for them to meet that 90% diversion overall. The only possible increased cost is we have 2 locations, IPAC and the Senior Center, possibly AMP, that would like to have another site visit. That is not projected in this next window of time for getting them certified.
And then at the end of that process, does Burtech do the recap on the numbers, or are you involved with working together with Burtech in quantifying the numbers and qualifying the numbers?
We've already got the data from Burtech, so we are quantifying the numbers. And what will happen from that, and that's a good question. So we are tracking the diversion right now. And as it adjusts, as it increases, we're tracking that to hit their 90%. When they are done with the certification, it will be each of those different clients' responsibility to maintain the certification, keep it above 90%, which they should be good at because we've taught them the skills. And they will be responsible in a year's time from when they get certified, which will probably be in early-ish 2026. I don't think it's going to happen by the end of 2025.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from anybody?
Again, I'd like to thank you all for the opportunity. It's been a pleasure. And we've learned a little bit differently on how to work with smaller businesses. And I think there's a great opportunity to help other businesses that can see that this rolled out, it worked. They didn't have to put in that much time, and it really looks good for the city of Indio.
Well, thank you,
Thank you
ladies,
again.
for the update this evening. We appreciate it, and we look forward to more results later on. So
You got it. Thank you. Have a good evening.
you too. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Let's see here. Presentations. 5.2, Indio Lindo Beautification Program Strategic Plan by Mr. Ramirez.
Good evening, Chair and members of the Commission. My name is Jose Ramirez, Principal Management Analyst with the City of Indio. A couple years ago, or a little over a couple years ago, I came in and presented on Indio Lindo when it first formally got adopted. So just wanted to come today and share an update on some of the good work that we've been doing, as well as talk about our new strategic plan. With that being said, I'll just go over our mission statement again. Our mission is to create a beautiful, clean, and healthy Indio that residents and visitors can take pride in. We aim to achieve this by developing and implementing effective public education and community improvement programs. These are some of our quality of life programs. We have community cleanup, so we've done over 20 community cleanups that include park cleanups as well as painting projects across the city. We have a trash enclosure program where we provide grant funds to different property owners and help them build trash enclosures that help reduce illegal dumping and just make the city look better. We also have a building beautification program, and I have some photos of that in the upcoming slides. And a big one that we've been doing a lot the last year is public education and school promotion, where we go to different resource fairs or schools and talk about the program and some of the benefits of, keeping your community clean and recycling, sustainability, just different ways that we can beautify our city as well as take care of our schools and public spaces. This is Billy Fuentes. Not sure if you guys have had a chance to meet him or not, but he's our one full-time employee that's designated to the program or to the department. But you'll see in the next coming slides, we've been able to accomplish a lot of work, and that's because of the great volunteers that we have and partnerships that we've built over the past couple of years. This is one of the events that we did last year with Desert Christian Academy. They helped beautify Miles Avenue Park. They painted that fence by where the new dog park is, as well as did a park cleanup. They also painted electrical boxes, and we also planted, I think it was 4 to 5 trees. We do, Billy, he does a lot of painting and enhances our corridors. So this is an example along Clinton Street where he painted Clinton Street starting all the way on the north side of Indio Boulevard down to where the Indio High School is. This is just before and after. This is a different stretch that is on the Miles Street, before and after as well. So we've done most of Fred Warren. We still need some of the walls on the south side of Fred Warren, but for the most part, we've completed all of Fred Warren. We've done Clinton Street, and then we're also starting on Miles and Madison, where we've painted some of the communities, but we still have some work to do there as well. So Billy does this during the week, but also if we have volunteers that are wanting to team up with us, they've painted perimeter walls as well. This is an example of building beautification that we did on Town and Wilson. And what I like about this example is that right after we helped paint this building, a lot of the buildings on Town Street also painted. So if you go down Town Street now, you'll see that a lot of the buildings are painted in like this Indio white that we call it. Sorry, the clicker is stuck, I think. Oh, there it is. We also do fire hydrants and electrical boxes. A lot of these are painted by our volunteers, but in certain situations, Billy also paints them as well. So if he's driving by and he's driving by a community and he sees that they really need a touch of paint, he'll go ahead and take care of it as well. But a lot of these are actually painted by our volunteers. Just some more photos of our volunteers. These are different events that we do in partnership with Burtech. So as part of our contract with Burtech, we get 4 cleanups with them. And what that involves is they partner up with us, and we choose a Saturday morning where we choose a community, and we alternate districts, and we just like a week in advance we'll send out notices to all of the residents and let them know, hey, this morning from 7 to 10 we'll be out there with Bird Tech, and we'll have volunteers helping you toss any unwanted items, trash, into the trucks. So these are just some photos from those events. So now, talking about the new strategic plan that we completed earlier this year. So we wanted to set some action items, some goals for the program over the next 3 years, and we grouped them by different priorities or areas of focus. But the main goals that we have is to strengthen our community engagement, just different partnerships and neighborhood ambassadors. We also want to do high impact beautification projects such as murals, building facade improvements, and then continue with more trash enclosures. And then we also want to work more with nonprofits and local businesses. So we listed a target of 10 partners by Q4 of 2026, but we've actually been blessed with a lot of nonprofits and local churches that have partnered with us recently. So I believe we're almost there. So we're making good progress on that one. And then just how can the commission help the Indio Lindo mission is help us by endorsing and promoting the program, just spreading more awareness of it, as well as encouraging participation at our volunteer events. And we try to list them on social media, but we can start doing that more, as well as emailing them to the commissions, just to get the news out and see if maybe anybody that's looking for some volunteer work. So most of our volunteers, they come to us with groups, so with churches or schools, but we do also have a link on our website tab that it has for individual volunteers. So if anyone's looking for volunteer hours for college, or they need volunteer hours for a certain program, they could also partner with us as well. And then just helping us secure different partnerships as well. All right, thank you. And if you have any questions, I'm here.
We always have questions. Anybody have a question you want to go first?
Ladies
I
first.
have a question. When you said you notify the community or the neighborhood that you're going to be out there, how do you notify them?
We canvass the area, so a week or two in advance, we'll go out again with volunteers, or if we don't have volunteers, Billy will go out and hand flyers out to the community.
And the other question was, you said that there's a link where people who want to volunteer, where would they find that link?
It's on the City of Indio website under the Indio Lindo tab. It's if they just type in City of Indio, Indio Lindo, it'll take them to the website tab, and then on the bottom there's a volunteer link for it's an online volunteer application.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Couple of quick, I'm sorry, did you want to go, Commissioner Liu?
No, I'll go.
Okay, all right. Thank you for your presentation. I loved it. A couple quick comments. The Neighborhood Ambassador Program, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant to have people take ownership and possession of their own neighborhood, and the dumpster enclosure program as well. Sarah, how do we make sure every commissioner is on their email list so when they're having an event, we can get involved?
I can take care of that. I have all of your contact information, and I will share it with Jose.
Would you please? You like how I volunteered all my colleagues here?
We're good with that. Yeah. And would you be the point of contact for that, Jose?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, so what we have is every time someone applies to our program, we have like an email list. So you get added to that email list, and then automatically once we send out alerts for our events or anything that's up and coming, you'll automatically get that email as well.
I have one comment. I think you have to have two things. You have to have people stepping up and doing the work themselves, or it's just be overwhelming for the city to take care of. But on the structural side, there's gonna be some things that, you know, just regular neighborhoods can't, like I was even noticing, like some of the, like electrical boxes, you know, people shouldn't be going out and messing with electrical boxes without a professional. Let's hope they don't. And some of the, I was even noticing some of the fire lanes or whatever, like in my neighborhood, like right in front of my house, I didn't even notice it was there. They came through painting the other day, and I'm on a corner lot. So I have a big, bright red sign, you know, because I actually have the fire hydrant on my property. So some of those things where it's a city safety code thing, residents are not going to be able to do those things. And does the city have a fund to go around and, because those things are, no matter what you do, they're going to wear out over time. So
Yes.
is there a fund for that?
Yeah, so for some of those, they would fall under streets or public works, but the beautification department, we have our own fund as well, where we have an approved budget where we can, you know, buy paint and do some of those improvements as well.
Might that budget need to, how will you know if that budget needs to be increased, or how does that work?
Well, whenever they review the budget and propose the budget, they go based off of, you know, the previous years, and we haven't, we've been fortunate enough not to like go over budget or, you know, we've been doing well, and that a lot of it helps because when we do get, you know, some generous partnerships, they oftentimes like offer to provide the paint, or they ask us like, hey, is there anything that I can donate? Sometimes the volunteers themselves or the organizations themselves, like the churches, they're more than willing to provide supplies and paints and stuff. So that helps us tremendously when we're talking about like budget, you know, budget concerns and stuff. So, but we've been managing well with the budget that we do have.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a couple of questions. On your website, on the city website, and your link to Lindo, can you guys, is there a way to advertise the My Indio app somewhere in there?
Yes.
Because any citizen can use this and record graffiti, abandoned shopping carts, all kinds of different various things for beautification purposes. So I don't know how many people in the city really understand this app or know it's available, but if there's a way to kind of advertise it on your specific app, maybe you could kind of work that in on your webpage or something?
Yes, that's a great idea. So a lot of times when I have like a resource booth, that's one of the recommendations that I give to our residents is, you know, to download the app, just because most of the time a lot of the things they can be alerted through there or posted on there, and they get a follow-up and stuff. So that's a great idea. You know, we can definitely add something like that to
Maybe the QR code on there,
Mhm.
and they can just scan
download
it.
that.
I used this 11 times today on graffiti, 'cause on my chip patrol that I did for half the day. But
That's great.
the weather is cooling down. I'm seeing more graffiti on the different, and they're on electrical boxes, they're on street poles, they're on street signs. I mean, and I will say Indio, since I've been on patrol for about 8 months now, is probably one of the cleanest cities as far as graffiti. We have a great graffiti abatement department at the city, at Corporate Yard, versus other cities I've noticed in the valley. I won't mention names, but you can just drive through them and see they don't have much of an abatement program. So does your group work with the graffiti abatement department here much at all as far as joint projects?
Yes, our beautification worker, Billy Fuentes, he works very closely with Tony and Roberto, our graffiti crew. So, you know, they help each other out, and oftentimes Billy, if he gets a call or someone sends a message, he'll also do graffiti abatement as well.
And they're pretty quick, because they took care of like 2 or 3 of mine before, within like an hour.
Yes.
I mean, I can't say they're going to do that all the time, but if they're in the area, and the app gives them the actual address, location, street location. You take pictures of those, whatever you see,
Yep.
and they're right on top of it. So, and there's other things like abandoned shopping carts, which is another issue here in the city, which you can take pictures of, and code enforcement will come by and pick those up.
Encampments. Yeah, there's, especially I've noticed that the app it has more options now too, and I know that that's something that council is promoting as well. So it's that's a great idea. I didn't even think about that, but that's a good idea just to add that on our web tab as well.
And then I'm just curious, do you guys reach out to some of these other organizations like the Boy and Girl Scouts?
To to establish more partnerships and cast our net a little wider. But those are some of the action items that we have, and we also since you mentioned that we do want to not only work with more organizations, but we want to find ways to like get more of our community members involved. So we'll I'm not sure if the strategic plan was attached to the agenda, but I'll make sure to email everyone a PDF copy. That way you guys can go through it and see the action items. And if you have any recommendations or anything, you can always feel free to email me as well.
Well, I think we have the strategic plan here, right?
Oh, okay, there you go. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's on
it was
the,
attached.
that's on the attachments for the meeting tonight.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The other thing is, how about like HOAs? There's a lot of retirement communities, HOAs. They've got a lot of different clubs and groups. People with a lot of time in their hands sometimes because they're mostly retired. But maybe, reach out to some of the local HOAs with whatever department or contacts you can try to find out, and maybe they'll be happy to do an activity in their community area for cleanup, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Because I hate to say it, but I do see, in the last 10 months, I've seen a lot more litter and trash issues as I drive around. And it could just be that time of the year or whatever. And the other recommendation I would recommend is maybe invite Channel 3 to come out here sometime and do a local segment on you guys. Maybe it's an event, or maybe it's just general FYI for the public. And you could be the star host.
Yes. No, we're actually working. Our marketing team, they're working on like a marketing plan for Indio Lindo. So we haven't gotten it yet, but once we do, that's also going to have many different ways of. I think they talked about like some newspaper, not newspaper, but some newsletter ads, radio clips as well. So that is one of the things that we're working on as well, is just trying to get the name out there, get the program out there. And I did bring some stickers as well for you guys, so if you guys can help me out by passing them out, and everybody loves stickers. So yeah, we're just trying to get the program out there and trying to get a lot of those action items done.
Well, now that Commissioner Chris has volunteered to all of us, you're going to have a little more help, I'm assuming. So,
Sounds good.
Anyway, any other questions from anybody? Well, we thank you so much for
Thank you.
updating us
Thank you,
and
guys.
sharing the program.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
sharing
Thank you.
that app. I didn't know anything about this app. I'm just looking at it now.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, moving right along. Next is the commissioner reports. And we'll start from my right. Sandra? Okay. Can I ask something? Have you had a chance to pick out a topic area? Oh, you've got microgrids, right? Okay. Anything else you'd like to kind of take hold of? Any other?
Not that I know of right now.
Okay. Well, if you do, you can have more than one topic area. Okay. Commissioner Liu.
Just an update on state item is from, I guess, a meeting ago. It's been a while. There's the state, California is working on an extreme heat action plan that either the commissioners or residents might be interested in. The final will be published in July, and you can comment early by going to their website right now And then there'll be a routine public comment process next year in February. And the part that might be of interest to residents is building public awareness and notification, or strengthening community services and response. So if folks think that they have a lack of resources to respond to extreme heat in their particular neighborhood or whatever, now is the time to comment, and this is at a state level. Also, as part of that workshop that I attended, I noticed that there was a wildfire defense toolkit for residents. U.S. Green Building Council California has that information of defense kits. So if you're doing planning around a wildfire, you hear news, it arises to you that maybe you and your family should have something prepared for wildfires, please feel free to follow those links. That's all I have. Thank you. The links are on the agenda for anyone who's on audio. Just look at the agenda and you'll find the links to where you can find that toolkit for your family. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Liu. Is there any way we can add these links on under our jurisdiction on the website and the city site? Is there a way to
I
add those in?
will certainly look into it. I'll ask.
It might be helpful for the general public. All right, I guess I'll go next. I hand out everybody a handout. I've just got a couple points here. I get weekly email updates from a company called Cal Matters. It's a nonprofit based out of Sacramento. This first page you're looking at was presented by California Water Service. And just interesting information. 58% of California's electricity is renewable or emits no greenhouse gases, compared to the national average of 40%. That's great, but there is a cost with greener energy. We have the highest electric rates in the country next to Hawaii. So, and unfortunately, with the new demand on AI energy needs within the state's going to have to help monitor that and the electric rates with all the utility companies to help keep those rates from really going up a lot higher. So that's going to be the challenge over the next few years with that. And then on the second page was the from IID. This is basically their renewable portfolio standard of their goals and procurement targets of renewable energy, going out to their goals by 2030 is 50% of their retail sales to be produced by renewable energy sources. I guess time will tell on that. Some of the data on there on the bottom right goes from 2017 to 2020. It's already a little dated, but it probably doesn't change that much. It gives you some idea how much energy IID is getting from solar, and then hydropower, geothermal, and biomass. So obviously solar and hydro is the two largest producers of renewables for IID right now, but that could change over the next 5 to 10 years. Anyway, that's just some information I thought I'd pass along on that, and that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you. I don't have much to report. I was on medical leave for the past month. A little bit of a scare. Those of you who reached out to me, thank you so much, but I'll be getting back into swing of things this month.
Yeah, at this moment, I don't have any updates. I will bring back updates when I have grant funding information available. I think that's where I want my focus to be, is identifying grant funding sources that promote resiliency and sustainability for India.
Thank you. I have a question for the commission here. Does anybody want to take on the topic of sustainable construction? Because that's a new and coming topic.
I would.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner Chris. I'll put you down for that.
I don't mind sharing that.
Sure.
Please.
There was, Sarah, towards that end, weren't they supposed to be here this month? There was supposed to be U.S. Green Building Council.
Yes, we were working with them to present on this month, but we
Yes.
moved everything back a month.
1 month, so they,
So I'll talk to them about October.
yeah, so, what we had done in the meantime, is, U.S. Green Building Council, they have I think it's their California branch has a branch that, they are focused a lot on sustainable buildings. I actually did give a review, of one of these meetings about 2 months ago of some of our buildings here that were LEED certified. And there were, I guess, like some apartments, like, I don't know, I don't really know how to classify that housing, level of housing, but they're LEED certified. And so kind of did an overview. I was kind of surprised at the number of places that were LEED certified already. Okay.
Okay, we'll put you two down for sustainable construction.
Just because sustainable construction came up, I just wanted to suggest, I know it's been brought to my attention that maybe we should look at some of the offerings that CalEarth is offering with respect to sustainable construction. And I was looking here to see what, because I think I have a contact for the folk that are offering that information. So let me send that in an email, Sarah. I apologize. I kind of forgot about that, but I think that's a good one. I'll check the website to see what the outcome was of the sustainable housing RFP. I know there was a sustainable housing RFP that was released, and I'm not sure where we landed with that, but I'll check the website to look at results and see what happened.
Okay, thank you.
I do have a question. It's not on the agenda, but it's about the agenda. The climate action plan, I think it was on last month's agenda. Where is that moved to? The Coachella Valley.
Right, they had a cutoff for comments that was before this meeting, so that's why it was removed from the agenda. But I did send out an email, and a couple of you commissioners did submit comments on it, and I did pass that forward for them to incorporate in their final draft.
One question, I mean, it's not on the agenda, so I'm probably breaking some rule, but I'll ask it anyway. On the Coachella Valley Climate Action Plan, is it your thought or intent or anybody on the commission that we would be modifying our own climate action plan subsequent to the release of that document?
I don't know. I'll have to actually ask about that.
Yeah, yeah. Because once they release it, and I guess maybe the request should be that we add it back to we'll have to add it back to the agenda at some point in time, because you can't just write the plan and then not do anything about it. The mission doesn't stop with writing the plan, right? So we have to implement it after that. So my request would be that we add it to the agenda at some point in time once they finalize it.
Exactly. As soon as it's finalized and we get that copy, I'll bring it back.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Commissioners. Staff items is the next item.
The sustainability plan is going to go to the City Council on October 15th. So that will be the city council meeting. We will take it as an administrative item, and if any of you commissioners can be there, that would be perfect.
You said October 15th?
Yes, and
Thank
I will
you.
send out an email tomorrow with the information again and a calendar invite.
Administrative means that they just vote, if there's no discussion on it, there's It's
No,
just included with the number of other administrative items, correct?
No, I think you're talking about a different section of the agenda. On the administrative, which means one of us will go up and talk about the plan a
Discussion
little bit
only,
and do
right.
a discussion
Yeah.
and a
Okay.
presentation,
All
yes.
right, okay, that's what I was getting at. Yeah, thank you.
Well, so will they then have to approve that plan? Is that basically what?
They
They're
will
up.
have the opportunity to adopt it or give feedback on
Okay.
what they want.
Anything else?
That's all I have.
All right, would anybody like to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Last thing, before I strike the gavel, the next meeting is October 27th on Monday.
Okay, cool.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh,
Oh,
stickers, yes.
Must have stickers.
He was right, we like stickers. Thank you.
Thank you.